Rights to freedom is dead. We're coming to get our check.
Black first, my brothers and my sisters. Welcome to the Afro Elite YouTube channel. I am your host, Afro Elite. Before we get started, please make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit all of the buttons because we're on our way to 10K and I appreciate everything that you all do. In this story, we're going to talk about how a Tennessee Alderman who's trying to become a mayor in the small town of Tennessee, she has ties to MAGA, Nazi, and white supremacist groups. Now, this isn't just me saying it. This is stuff that has been actually documented and reported. So we're going to look into this story because people like to say things like those groups are dying down. Trump only brought them back for a little bit, but Joe Biden, he's cracking down on them. These groups have always been around. Ever since they started, they've been around and they've never gone anywhere, and they support certain politicians. And the people that they support politically is a big red flag as to what those people politically, what their agenda is going to be. So if you have white supremacist groups supporting this candidate for mayor, you can only imagine what this mayor is on. You can only imagine what this mayor's agenda really is. So let's look into this. A small town Tennessee Nazi scandal highlights a very big national problem. Over the last several decades, multiple Trump-loving politicians and some government officials have been linked with white supremacists. About 20 miles south of Nashville, where earlier this year the nation watched the protracted drama surrounding Tennessee House Representatives Justin Jones and Justin J. Pearson. Now, if you guys remember, we did a live stream on both of those two months ago. It continues to say, is the idyllic Main Street town of Franklin. Typically a town of genteel politics, the mayoral race there has turned sinister. Town Alderman Gabrielle Hansen, a MAGA-linked conspiracy theorist running for mayor, showed up on October 2nd candidate forum under the protection of white supremacists. According to award-winning veteran Nashville reporter Phil Williams of WTVF TV, Hansen, who is running an anti-LGBTQ campaign, and her husband, Tom Hansen, arrived at the forum with members of a group called the, quote, Tennessee Active Club, which the Southern Poverty Law Center has identified as a white power hate group. Other members of the group stood outside the building as one concealed his face, told Williams, quote, making sure everything goes well. Well, now, remember the term you can tell a person by their three closest friends? So if your three closest friends, or the people who support you, the people who want you to run and succeed and win, are confirmed white supremacists, what does that really say about you? Now, every single time stuff like this happens, they always deny the ties. Trump has done so as well, too. They always deny those ties. But who really supports them? It indicates what they stand for, because if these people didn't stand for something that this group doesn't like, they wouldn't be supporting them so much. Now it continues to say, following an on-air report on the controversy by Williams, Franklin's board of mayor and aldermen denounced what had happened. According to the Tennessean, the board's statement reads, quote, we, the board of mayor and aldermen, are deeply concerned and disturbed by the events that unfolded at Monday night's candidate forum for the upcoming city election. It goes on to say, individuals identifying as neo-Nazis and self-admitted supporters of Gabrielle Hansen threaten both our citizens and members of the media during and after this important civic event. Well, damn, Gab, you got to check your friends. You know, this don't look really good for you if everybody is now denouncing them and by proxy denouncing you. You know, I don't know. You know, all support ain't good support. Somebody should have told her that. The Tennessean also noted that Hansen was the only member of the board whose name did not appear on that statement. So everybody on the board denounced them except her. All right. Now, what she did do, let's continue. It says, Hansen did respond in an Instagram post stating in part, quote, I did not hire the group that showed up at the debate the other night. Nor did I ask them to participate as security for the event. She also added, furthermore, I want to state categorically that I am not, nor have I ever been associated with any white supremacy or Nazi affiliated group. Why didn't you say that in an official statement then? Why would you omit yourself from the official statement that everybody else is in, but you said that on an Instagram post? What type of professional are you? The quote Tennessee Active Club also denied being hired by the candidate. It continues to say the Southern Poverty Law Center said that the network of so-called active clubs are white power hate groups that, quote, train in mixed martial arts to fight against what they perceive as an anti-white system, whose members believe physical strength will position them to stand up against the forces they believe weaken America and European nations, including Islam, Judaism, and racial diversity. I just gotta say this, but could you imagine them at a gym? Can you imagine like a alt-right white supremacist gym where they're sitting up there doing push-up drills and stuff? They would go like 1, 2, 3, white power. 1, 2, 3, white power. 1, 2, 3, white power. And what would be even funnier is if they did all that training only to be beat across the head with a folding chair. That not only would be funny, that would be beautiful. The SPLC identifies Shan Kofman as the group's leader. According to Phil Williams, a man among those supporting Hansen at Monday night's forum introduced himself by that name. Williams notes that the watchdog group Stop Anti-Semitism has described Kofman as, quote, a disturbed neo-Nazi and Holocaust denier with a documented history of violence and a massive cache of firearms. Video footage and reports from journalists indicate that the same Shan Kofman was recorded outside a drag protest in Cooksville, Tennessee in January, giving a, quote, Hail Hitler greeting. Now, here's my thing. Now, the police talk about, oh, you got to take the handcuffs off the police and we have to use proactive justice, which is really racial profiling. Oh, the reason why there's such high crime in these cities is because you guys don't let the police do their jobs. Now, this person is affiliated with a dangerous terrorist group. He has a history of violence. He has a whole bunch of firearms, and the police aren't going to do anything about those people. So anytime they say, well, police need more equipment to do their jobs, don't you want police to do their jobs? Why do they never pay attention to those type of people? Why do they never pay attention to them? When the police should be looking at them and monitoring their every move, they're sitting up there watching black teenagers walking home from school. It continues to say, hours after Hansen stated on social media that she has no association with any white supremacy or Nazi affiliated group, she shared a post from the Tennessee Active Club, accusing her opponent in the race of being linked with Antifa. Really? Really? Okay. No wonder she didn't try to make this an official statement. Yeah, I'm not linked with them, but she's sharing their post. Really? Okay. It continues to say, the post also cryptically stated, remember, there is no political solution. So, which is what they say, like, there's no political solution. The only solution is war and anarchy. That's pretty much what she's saying. It goes on to say, white supremacist groups have a long history of political involvement in the American South formalization with the Reconstruction era after the Civil War. In recent decades, their influence has diminished and had been largely kept from the public view. The arrival of Donald Trump changed all that. This right-wing neo-Nazi resurgence in American politics culminated in 2017 when Donald Trump infamously said that there were, quote, fine people on both sides of the deadly clash between demonstrators and tiki torch-wearing white supremacists at Charlottesville, Virginia. Now, this is what I have to say, because sometimes we forget that Donald Trump has always been this dude who supported neo-Nazis and alt-right white supremacists. So let's not forget that he did say that. And that emboldened a lot of them. Now, they weren't ever gone. So what these articles try to do is they make it seem like, man, everybody was hunky-dory and everybody was not racist until Donald Trump became president, and then he brought racism back. That's not what happened, but Donald Trump did give them like motivation and kind of protect them in a sense. Since that time, Trump-loving politicians and some government officials have repeatedly been linked, both subtly and overtly, with white supremacists. Hansen is merely the latest example. In April 2021, Punchbowl News reported that far-right Republicans on Capitol Hill were considering the formation of a, quote, America First Caucus, with the goal of proclaiming America to be a nation with a culture, quote, strengthened by common respect for uniquely Anglo-Saxon political traditions, such as racism and slavery, I assume. Republicans Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia and Representative Paul Gosar of Arizona were reelected after speaking at an event organized by a white supremacist in February 2022. In July, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis was forced to fire a campaign staffer who shared on social media a video that the staffer had secretly created featuring DeSantis' face and a Nazi symbol. Just by knowing DeSantis, I don't think he mind, but I think the fact that it got leaked to social media, or she shared it to social media and it got leaked to the public, I think he had to, but I don't think he really mind. Now this right-wing rot has seeped all the way down to the picturesque streets of a Tennessee town in a form of what Trump might describe as, quote, very fine people menacing citizens in the media in support of a MAGA-loving mayoral candidate. At the end of last month, Hansen's colleagues on the Franklin board inexplicably failed to censure her from some of her past incendiary remarks. According to the Tennessean, one official said with tears in her eyes, the voters should speak. In races across the country, those in power seem to be hoping the voters will be the ones to keep candidates like Hansen out of office. The voters of Franklin, it seems, will be the last and only line of defense between the town's mayor's office and the kind of MAGA-loving candidate who makes a reporter ask the question, why do you have someone providing security who describes himself as a literal Nazi? Now, one thing I want you to understand is that when we listen to stuff like this and we hear about stories like this, not only should we understand and pay attention to what is said, but we should pay attention to what is not said. Now, she said she did not hire them, and they keep using the word hire. I didn't hire them. I didn't hire them. They didn't hire us. Okay, but they did not say that she did not know that they were coming, and she did not know of their support of her. She's saying, I didn't hire them. Well, nobody's making that assumption that you really hired them. And she said she didn't ask. Well, maybe she didn't ask, but did she know about them? Did she know that they were coming? I think she did, because clearly she has enough ties with them to be following them on social media, to be retweeting or reposting what they have posted. So she knows about them. She knows about their support of her. And if they're sharing the same post, they have the same views and ideologies aligned, at least to some degree. So all this little trickery of the semantics, well, I didn't technically hire them. I didn't ask for all of them to come here, but you knew that they were coming. And which is why she didn't make the official denouncement that she is not affiliated with anything that they got going on, any group, any white supremacist or neo-Nazi organization or group or anything. She did not make that statement. She made it on an Instagram post, which is not an official statement. The official statement would have been with all the other candidates and all the other aldermen, which she did not do deliberately, because she knows that she does have their support and she doesn't want to run them off. The same way Donald Trump, when he was asked to denounce the Proud Boys, he was all like, well, I mean, I can denounce everybody, but I don't want to single out the Proud Boys. And they asked him time and time again, do you denounce the Proud Boys? And then he was like, well, stand back and stand by. He never denounced them or any other neo-Nazi or white supremacist group, the same way this lady doesn't want to do so. Family, I want to know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. What do you think about this lady being the mayor? What do you think about these groups? What do you think about the fact that these groups are still around trying to influence politicians, threaten other candidates, threaten the media, threaten civilians? What do you think about all of that stuff? Also, you should be following me on my various social media pages, which is Afro Elite on Instagram and The Afro Elite on Twitter. Please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 10K. Hit that like button and hit the notification bell. Share this, leave a comment. All of those things help the reach and the growth of the channel. And for everything that you all do, thank you very much. Now, with that being said, my brothers and my sisters, B1 salute to every single last one of you all, and you all have a good one.